Hey friends, Dan Przowski from Przowski Motor Company. Hey, all about mini bikes. So I learned how to weld today, kind of actually just tack welded today. That right there is the MIG welder that I used. And my cousin came over. He's a master welder. He taught for about 40 years. So he was teaching me first on some pieces of metal that I got laying around. But what we did, we took these plans. I showed you that jig I had created myself. It's down there on the ground. We'll talk about that later. But I took everything and then we just tacked so that if things don't line up correctly, they look like they line up correctly now. As far as we can tell, everything looks like it'll work with the motor on there, the clutch and everything. Maybe have to move the spacer slightly, but the wheel should be totally center and it should work. As for these forks, we made these forks a year ago, I think it was, and I'm going to use them on this one. We had done the same, and get this to slide off without breaking the neck there. And it's just that when we did it, we got these close. So we're going to heat these up and push these bars apart, but these are the ones we're going to use. We had smashed the ends, put the holes in there, everything. So this is a complete homemade mini bike from top to bottom from plans. Everything seems to be lining up really, really good. I learned a lot. If you have questions, ask me what we did or what we didn't do. Again, this is the first time I ever tried welding, so I mostly just tacked except for on our pieces that I practice on. I practice the welds there. But because it'd take me a while to get really good at that, which I'm going to practice and do now that I have everything, I am not going to try to weld this mini bike myself. My cousin will take it back with him. He's going to gas MIG weld it. It'll come out really, really great. When I get done with that, it'll be cleaned up, and I'll have it out riding, although it might be wintertime by then. I'm not sure. But that, and then, of course, at the mini bike shows when I make it there. So this is what I've got. If you have questions or comments, please just put them below. I'll try to answer them as best as I can with what we used and how we did it. And again, I'd never welded before, never in my life before, so it was all new to me. And it was just new to me, but I had a good time doing it. I've learned a lot, and I'm going to keep up with it. And hopefully we'll be able to reproduce this mini bike. If this works out fine from here, I will make a real jig, a solidified jig for this so that we can reproduce this bike. I'm trying to go, I don't want springs or anything on it. I'm trying to go vintage from the 1960s to very early 70s. And that's exactly what these plans are, and that's what this bike is supposed to be. Got 5-inch wheels on there. We got the small seat. So any questions, just put them down below. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and share with your friends if you can. Really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Ride those mini bikes.
Go ahead.
Okay guys, we're doing the first mini bike weld here forever for me. I'm just learning, been practicing with this right here. My cousin's down here with me. He's got his master's in welding, been doing it for about 40 years or better. So we've used this welder, and I did a lot of practice stuff. Stay right on there. I can't find it right now. But what we've done now, the first bit of welding, because our tubes had not been joined together, we joined these together already. And next what we're going to do is try to set it up in the jig. I'm going to try to set it up in the jig and just do tack welds now, the pieces like I'd mentioned before. So welding's not hard. I'm learning off of some pieces. If I could find them, I'd show you the pieces that I did. Right here, this is my first, and you can see I did a really shitty job. Crappy job, sorry about that. Same thing off of here. This is a little bit better, but that was probably because my cousin did it. And the first welds that I was doing was on here, and eventually, you get it. But I had my cousin weld these for me only because I can do the tack, but I wanted to make sure that these came off really good. Anyway, so we're going to continue on, and I'll show you some more.
Okay, which one? Mm-hmm. Nice. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay,
go.
go.
Go ahead.
Okay.